What's happening, everybody? Luke Darling here. Super excited to have you on this third module of our training series. So if you haven't done so, I would suggest you go back and check out the first couple modules, as they are the building blocks to bring us to the point where we're at right now. The first module is going to get into how to attract an unlimited number of buyers, sellers, and refi business so that we have enough opportunities to work with. The next one is going to get into how to capture, qualify, and book pre-approval appointments. And then on this module, we're going to get into converting those opportunities to qualified conversations and how to compound those qualified conversations so we're getting more referrals. And this is so they will build up on top of each other and bring us to the point where we're at right now. So if you haven't done so, I suggest go back and watching those ones first. Unless you just have an overabundance of leads and good quality leads and you're having too many conversations, then this is fine to jump in here. But if not, go check that out and come back and we'll jump right in. So we are going to break down some conversion strategies, how to leverage conversion strategies to compound our referrals and to convert our leads on autopilot so we're having more qualified conversations. It's not rocket science, it's nothing new, but we want to automate our follow-up. We want our automated follow-up to number one, be relevant to where people are coming from, what they're clicking on. It needs to speak to where they're at in the buying cycle. So if they book a phone call, well, we want them to get follow-up reminders in regards to that phone call. So you could say, here's an appointment confirmation. We want to send those out immediately so they get that contact information. One thing that's really improving show rates is video proof, testimonies, ringless voicemails where they get a voicemail. But so you can indoctrinate these people before they show up to your phone calls, and you can use things like social proof, like reviews, pictures of you helping other people, or stories, things like that. You don't have to. Members of our coaching program are going to have the framework of this already built out for them and installed into their systems for them, where it's just the core details. But as time goes on, you can add some more of those personal elements in there in order to increase the conversion aspects on that. So you can see here, immediate reminder, 24 hours before, 1 hour before, 15 minutes. People are busy these days, and they need these reminders. It's not that they're not interested. People just get really busy. And if you recall from some of the training before, if you had a chance to go through that already, those appointments that we're setting, we're making sure that they're only going to be 10 minutes long. It's a small commitment, or at least that's what we say on the calendar to get them to book the appointment. Now, that call might take 20 minutes, but we don't want to push people away. Next, we want to get into automating the follow-up. So if we are following up, they don't book a call on our call calendar, but they want to follow up, and having automation, Facebook Messenger, text message, ringless voicemail, automated phone calls. We want to be able to continue to follow up with these people and meet them where they want to be met. And what I mean by that is, if somebody's responding and communicating you via text, talk to them on text at first. If somebody's communicating via Messenger, well, that's their preferred method of communication. So we don't know, everybody's going to be a little bit different. We all know how those friends or the people that we work with, they make phone calls, or they do text messages, or some people like emails, whatever those people like. So we want to be able to follow up with everybody. and give them an opportunity to leverage their preferred method of communication. So omni-channel follow-up. And this is going to bring us to, statistically, it's going to take 5 points of contact to have a conversation with an internet lead from somebody who's completely cold off the street, you never had contact with, to creating a conversation. So that's why this is critically important to have that automation in place. So it's following up 24/7, 365, no breaks, no sick days, no time off. It's like a full-time inside sales assistant that doesn't take any days off, never gets sick, and works around the clock because stuff comes up. Like, you get flat tires, you have to go to the dentist, or your kiddo gets sick or something like that. And if we don't have those building blocks in place, those deals will get missed, period. And so when we are getting these conversations, we're having these conversations created for us, we want to leverage those relationships and those conversations with our referral partners. And we are in a new age of bringing value to our to the people that we work with, our referral partners. Everybody's making this shift to bring value and have a unique value proposition to their referral partners in their market. The old way we use, for most people, they used to be on the tail end of the buying cycle where they were getting referrals and then just finishing up the end of that buying cycle. Well, now we have the ability to get in front of these people and reach these home buyers when they are pre-realtor. So now we have the ability to refer these people out to our referral partners, either strengthen our existing relationships or establish new ones. So everybody loves the low-hanging fruit, the 20% of the people that comes in here, that's great. But so much of the money is going to be made from this high-hanging fruit, the 80% of the people that come in that are 3, 6, 9 months out in the buying cycle. So what we want to do with these people when they come in, we want to get them over to our referral partners, and we want to get them in the process of the home buying process, to get them, get the ball rolling with that, whether it's just as little as a home search or whatever it might be, but we want to get that process started. Now, when we give out that referral to our referral partner, and obviously you want to let them know, we're working on credit, or we're doing this, or this is where they're at. But when you give that out, you want to ask who they know or who they have that you can take a look at right now. And that's critically important to use that type of terminology versus do you have anybody? When you ask do you have anybody, they can easily say yes or no. No is the easiest answer because it's it's short and painless. That's the end of the conversation. But when you ask who they have, well, they're naturally going to be inclined to start racking their brain. They're going to go through this Rolodex, this mental Rolodex of who can I have? They have this obligation, this law of reciprocity. They're going to be inclined to want to give back to you, and just shifting the way you ask is going to allow you to give out a 3, 6, 9 month prospect in order to get a 1, 2, 3 month prospect back. So you're compounding this business that just gives you the opportunity to snowball your efforts there. So this is vitally important to leveraging and making the most of those opportunities and bringing real value to those relationships, because those 3, 6, and 9 months, that comes up quickly, and the more of those people that you get out and you have those relationships established, the more people that come back, and it just feeds on itself. Another component that we want to touch on here is the conversion secrets of staying in front of our potential prospects, our leads, our existing database. And in doing so, we are not just following up through text messages, through emails, through voicemails. All of that stuff is really important, but we also want to be able to show up in a less intrusive type way, and showing up online when they originally click on your ad, or they engage with your landing pages or your surveys or your lead capture forms. We want the ability to continue to show up to them in a passive manner that's not going to intervene and intrude on them. And you can do so online. And the key component to these, breaking people down into a couple of easy buckets: prospects, leads, and clients, and giving them content that's going to be relevant for where they're at in the buying cycle. So, for example, like, prospects, they're still earlier on in the buying cycle, so giving them information that's helpful for them, and building up some sort of value, authority. And this is really good for establishing that credibility, that trust, that authority that helps people, especially your more affluent buyers, come out of the woodworks. So when you think about it, you think, I probably wouldn't click on that type of an ad, but maybe you did. But for somebody who is more of like, good quality, it's going to take a little bit of time for those people to come forward. And this helps. These are extremely valuable in getting those good quality type people to come out of the forward and to take that next step in the process of, they raise their hand once, they engage in content, they see more. It builds that authority, that know, like, and trust for them to take that next step. And being able to do so in a fashion that is very easy for them to consume. And then, also being able to stay in front of your clients and your leads to build up and convert those leads when they see you. Again, it builds that authority, it builds that trust, it builds that consistency that allows people to be able to make that decision to work with you. And that is hugely important. And the really, really cool thing on this is you can stay in front of because we're not talking about a huge number of people. I mean, when you really, really think about it, how many clients, leads, and prospects does any one person really have? We're not talking hundreds, thousands of people. It's not a ton. And you can do that for $1 a day. So it doesn't cost a lot to make a really, really big impact. So following up with retargeting ads and meeting your customers with information that's important for where they're at in the buying cycle. So these are so just to kind of recap here, we went over the first module, or the first unit, we went over how to tap into an unlimited number of buyers and sellers, how to automatically capture, qualify, and book pre-approval appointments, and then we went over how to systematically leverage your conversion strategies to compound those referrals. So if you made it this far, the next module in the training series is just going to be jam-packed with tons and tons and tons of value. So it's just going to be jam-packed with tons and tons and tons of value. We're going to dig into some basic core building block type stuff, but also unpack some of the more nuanced and really cool stuff that is, really, really, really allows you to take your game to the next level. So look forward to seeing you on the next training. And again, If you have questions, you need help, please provide some feedback, and look forward to seeing you on the next video.